Your appointment to FEMA should be finalized within the week. I've already discussed the matter with the senator.
I take it he was agreeable.
He didn't really have a choice.
Has he been infected?
Oh, yes, most certainly. When I mentioned that we could put him on the priority list for the ambrosia vaccine, he was so willing it was almost pathetic.
This plague, the rioting is intensifying to the point where we may not be able to contain it.
Why contain it? Let it spill over into the schools and churches. Let the bodies pile up in the streets. In the end, they'll beg us to say it.
False news has become all too common on social media.
Without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal lives and agenda to control exactly what they think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 This is extremely dangerous.
I'm more concerned about Savage. He relocated to Vandenberg.
Our biochem corpus is far in advance of theirs, as is our electronic sentience, and their ethical inflexibility has allowed us to make progress in areas they refuse to consider.
The young patient Roger.
Among other things, but I must admit that I'm somewhat disappointed in the performance of the primary unit.
The secondary unit should be online soon. It's currently undergoing preparation and will be operational within 6 months. My people will continue to report on its progress. Necessarily primary will be terminated.
We've had to endure much, you and I, but soon. Order. UH. Aquinas spoke of the mythical city on the hill. Soon, that city will be a reality, and we.
Better than kings. Gods. Good evening, everybody. Wait.
This is the coolest show in the history of television.
Yeah, it's the coolest show in the history of television. Yeah.
Well, thanks, guys. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Midnight Show. It is July 23rd, 2025. The clock just keeps on ticking. Welcome to the show, everybody. And, yeah, I see in chat, yesterday I spent the entire day just rocking out to Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne. RIP Ozzy Osbourne, the king of rock and roll, is no longer with us. He did his last show, what was it, like 2 weeks ago? He played through a set of his own songs and then a set with the original Black Sabbath. Well, I think they had the same members throughout the entire run of Black Sabbath. Anyway, with all of the members of Black Sabbath, they played through, I think, 6 or 7 songs. But, rip Ozzy. Rip Ozzy, for real. Definitely hit me in the feels, brothers. Alright. Well, first, before we get into shit, there's a lot going on. I mean, fuck. The Epstein files are now daily news. Remember when that shit was conspiracy theory? Remember when people got suppressed, shadow banned, and outright banned for spreading misinformation? Oh, holy God. I remember seeing individuals, not even in real life, they very well could have been bots, but just individuals that would be clutching their keyboards going, oh my God, can you believe people are saying things on the internet that aren't real? I can't believe it. Somebody might even be making a bad joke and I just don't pick up on the, what do you call it, body language. I mean, some people are just real fucking assholes, man. The biggest assholes are the ones that don't let you have any fun. Like, for instance, speaking of fun, chat, I think this is the best place. Let's switch over overlays here. Stephen Colbert. Stephen Colbert. Man, what a career this man has had. He started as the sidekick, as a satire, conservative, late night show host for Jon Stewart. The Colbert Report. And there was a moment, you know, when something funny, I won't even go as far as to say it's a joke, but something that was funny once just takes on a life of its own and just gets so out of hand and so beaten into the ground and so just oversaturated that it gets a mind of its own. And that's how I would describe the career of Stephen Colbert. Well, hell, I had an AI assist me, and let's see what it had to say. All right, you want to hear about Stephen Colbert, do you? So CBS finally pulls the plug, huh? Financial reasons, they say. Struggling in a changing media landscape. Don't insult our intelligence. We all know what really happened. In the inevitable implosion of a career built on borrowed laughs and pre-approved talking points, the man got canceled. Plain and simple. Not by some Twitter mob, but by the cold, hard reality that nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to watch a trust fund kid in a suit pretend to be edgy anymore. And now, what's his latest whine? Oh, the government is silencing me. I'm being suppressed. For real, this guy with a multi-million-dollar contract and on mainstream television, I'm being censored because I suck. Look at this guy. Just really, here, before I dive into this even more, because I have more I can say, but this video of his that his response to Donald Trump saying that he was happy to hear that he got fired. Man, it made my motherfucking day. I went to work. I felt like my soul had a weight that has been upon it, like lifted. I was able to breathe a little better. I'm just singing fucking songs throughout my shift at work. Like, I had a great day. People ask me, how you doing today, buddy? I'm great. I'm fucking great. Did you hear Stephen Colbert got fired? Fucking awesome. They left me alive. And now for the next 10 months, the gloves are off. Yeah, hold my beer. I was an unfunny, cringeworthy asshole, and now I'm gonna make it worse. And I'm gonna follow you home. Can you imagine? Like, really, imagine being the CEO for this company and having to deal with this guy, oh God. Having to deal with this guy being an employee of yours, being contracted with the company, so you can't even outright fire him. You've got to tell him, okay, we're going to fire you, but we got to wait for the contract to expire. You lost us $50 million a year. We're done. Get the fuck out. Oh, the story of the guy who got sucked into the MRI machine. Jesus, there's so much shit that's happened. The Epstein stuff. Oh God, there's so much. There's just so much. Okay, maybe I'm blowing it up a little bit. Jeez. I can't look at that image without having a good laugh. Did I not have the link? I might not have had the link, but his mentor had this to say.
Wait, bring it down, bring it down. Let's bring it down. Let it be quiet.
Doesn't this just make you want to give up on life?
Just go fuck yourself! Everybody!
This is why everyone hates humanity, by the way. Dumb shit like this. Thanks, Jon Stewart. What were the people again that used to be on the TV when our parents were what do you call them? Alive still. All right, here we go. Hopefully my fucking PC doesn't crash. It's looking like it wants to die. Unironically, it was stuttering there and looked like it was about to fucking black out. Like not Colbert, it's hard to tell the difference sometimes. Jon Stewart's cringe is not even the right word to use because it's such a what's the opposite of exaggerate? No, it is. It sounds exaggerated. You think to yourself, "Wow, that's underwhelming, cringe," and then you see it, and it starts to suck the like life force from the middle of your body. Like you're thinking to yourself, "Oh my God! Like I didn't believe in demons before, but now I do." That's how bad that shit is. Okay, I think we got it. We have a little bit of a clip here. I'm sure there's a video we can find that's a little more, but.
On Friday, Donald Trump posted, "I absolutely love that Colbert got fired. His talent was even less than his ratings."
You know, God, he looks like he's about to fucking cry. I dislike Trump as much as the next guy, but man, imagine that being your dragon. That's who you had to like fight and make fun of, and that's as good of a impression as you can make for your number one enemy. It's like hearing PPP make an impression of Ethan Ralph. Like, goddamn, do you even think you can make it a little better? This is the best you can do? Fuck. And you notice something about that laughter. You guys notice anything? They didn't pan to the audience. They didn't look over to people who were genuinely laughing. That's a laugh track, boys. It just sounds more convincing than it did when it was on Married with Children. I'm telling you. Believe. Trust and believe.
How dare you, sir? Would an untalented man be able to compose the following satirical witticism? Go f yourself.
Really sticking it to the man there, buddy, with your multi-million-dollar income and your so unvaluable, Colbert. Like, no matter if you get depressed, know to yourself that you aren't costing anybody $50 million alive to be on their platform. Like, I'm not even costing YouTube $50 million a year just to have me there. Like, that's quite the impact. And in the same week, I believe it was within the same few days, CBS, or no, Paramount, part of the same parent company, I believe, was able to finally secure the contract with South Park for $1.5 billion over the course of the next 5 years. Now, if you had to choose between Stephen Colbert and South Park, South Park is like the, I'm trying to think of an analogy for the previous generation, but you know what the 1920s or whatever that time is, where people had their Frank Sinatra and they're like, oh man, this greatest singer of all time, blah, 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 blah. That's what our South Park is for our generation. It's quite literally, whether you like them now or not, there's always a time within every person you've talked to in America, they go, hey, you like South Park? Fuck yeah, they were really funny this one time. You know, at least this one time. So if you really, I would bet, like, good money, you could ask 1 million Americans, and 1 million of them would say, well, South Park, that's a no-brainer. Who are you kidding? So the CEO, like, sitting there going, man, I have to choose between South Park and Colbert. I have to fire his ass. I finally have to, like, I would take the pleasure in looking this guy in his eye, right in his eye, and say, you have cost us $50 million a year because you suck. Because you aren't funny. You make people want to turn the channel. He's the type of guy that when his show comes on TV after the thing you had on that you were watching is finally over, and you don't want to get up, like you go, oh, where's the fucking remote? Like that should be the tagline for his show, right? Where's the fucking remote? Because that's all you can think about when you're sitting watching this fucking guy is, when will it end? When will it fucking end? Fuck, it's goddamn. What a travesty to anybody who's actually been suppressed on the internet by some big-ass company because they didn't like the fact anything you say. Everyone's speaking in code now. If you say rape in chat or even post it on Twitter, even on Elon Musk's free speech platform, you've got to, like, put an asterisk over the 4 or the A for, like, things like rape. Or the E for words like pedo. But on the, you know, now that things like speaking with an asterisk are becoming mainstream, people at least know when you're saying the word nigger. You just have to put an asterisk over the I. It's making things like that more mainstream. Nicely done, everybody. Nicely done, Google. Now everyone's just saying like hateful bullshit. Anyway, it's quite frustrating watching everything go and circle the fucking drain. And you can even try to tell everybody, hey, look, we shouldn't be talking about this. This shouldn't even be a problem. Watching everything go down like that. Oh, the government's suppressing me. What a fucking piece of shit. Like, I can't get over this guy. It made me, like, laugh more and more and more. I'm like, I can't stop poking this tooth. I gotta find something better to do with my time, right, guys? So a video just dropped. I know that this is a lefty outlet, Midas Touch. Get a load of this. Now, Grok is saying that this is an AI-generated video. Let's give it a look.
Have you ever had a personal relationship with Donald Trump?
What do you mean by personal relationships?
Have you socialized with him?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
Have you ever had a personal relationship with Donald Trump?
What do you mean by personal relationships?
Have you socialized with him?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
So that just dropped. Now, Grok is saying that it's AI generated. There's so much to come with the Epstein case. One of those situations where I want to reserve. I already feel that way about Donald Trump. I've already, like, he's a politician and a businessman first and foremost. Of course, he's going to say what everyone wants to hear. But with the way he sucked up to Israel the first time around, let alone recently in his during his second administration, has been absolutely disgraceful. And the man should have a little bit of self-respect, and not let alone respect for the people he represents. And yeah, Trump can kind of go fuck himself, even if this is not true, even if it's not true. All right, let's find our next link here. Man, I can't. Strike me down, and I shall become. He literally says this, by the way. I gotta find the clip. Hold on, guys. Colbert Trump response. So, how are you guys tonight? Hope you're having a nice evening. Let's see. Outrage erupts over cancellation. I saw more people cheering. The gloves are off, he says. Oh, finally, I don't want to go there. Yeah, we're not watching an 11-minute video. That's just not gonna happen. Like, I will roast the guy or just look for things, but listening to him for 11 minutes, that's what's in it for me. You know, what am I gonna get? Like $1 million? I might do it for $1 million.
Welcome.
What is up with this, like, overlay on? I started using Opera.
All to the Late Show. I'm your host,
what I decided I'm
Colbert.
gonna call it. Yeah, this is strange. Yeah, like I said, we are absolutely. Look how nervous he is. We were bring this up. You can see it in his body language. He looks like he's about to shit himself. Like, bro, you've been doing this for years. You should be fine. You'll be all right, Stephen. You know, you're just gonna go out there, crack a few jokes about Epstein. It'll be fine. Everyone will think you're cool again, right? It'll be just like when everyone of this generation were kids, and they'll finally think you were funny for a second. Yeah, same thing for me, SMG. When I saw him kiss that fucking wall, all right, done. Yeah, the Epstein lawyer dying too. Like, there's just so much happening overnight over the last couple of days that coincidence is one thing once or twice, but after a pattern emerges, we all know what's going on. And the sad thing is, I truly believe that none of this will go anywhere. It'll be, everyone will finally get, like, tire themselves out and be done. Not to say that I'm any different, man, because I got fucking people to feed and lights to keep on. Alright, we'll take a second here. I gotta get some of these links going. Alright, a lot of these I had sent so far back to myself. Really need to find a better way of going about this. I keep coming back to this image on accident. No joke. Like, Colbert is killing my PC the longer I keep that image of him with the lightsaber up, man. He really is striking my ass down, boys. I don't know what I can do.
Nobody should.
So, even Nick Fuentes had recently been featured on none other than CNN. Now, he wasn't on CNN, but they were playing his clips on CNN. And man, I'll tell you, that newscaster looked like he wanted to just eat a bullet, man. You don't have live chat enabled. Oh, no, it shows it. Here, I'll show you. I could prove it, bruh. Ba-da-da. So shit. Unless YouTube's fucking banning you, or shoot time banning you. I almost said shoot time banning you. Shadow banning you. Catching up with chat here. So I'll let this clip play, and then I'll show you the clip I'm talking about. In Syria? No, I haven't seen any of that, man. It's been hard to keep up with everything. I don't listen to Cum Hunters. Man, that set he's got, like, the larger the screen is, like, the better the resolution, the more you can really see the chroma key. Like, the background image and then where the green screen is chroma keyed out. Like, the difference in lighting, if you know what I mean. Oh yeah, that's right, you can't see my pointer. Anyway, I'll let this play for a second and we'll come back.
Should vote for Republicans. And what needs to happen next, by the way, the Republicans must be hanged in the midterms. That's what must come of this. Trump must fucking pay for this statement to say, I don't want your support anymore. Every single Trump supporter, every single Republican needs to say, okay, bet. You don't want our support? Forget about the midterms. Forget it. The 2026 midterms, it just needs to be a Democrat avalanche at this point. And that's not because I'm a Democrat. I'm not. I don't like the Democrats. I hate the Republicans more because the Republicans are traitors. Because I have voted for Republicans. I have supported Republicans, and they shit on our face.
To be fair, Nick, you look like the kind of guy that would enjoy such a thing. But all jokes aside, I agree with what he's saying 100%. And I think that's been the flow of things for so long. They keep you hopping from party to party, and nothing really gets accomplished. You know what does get accomplished, though, without question, every time, almost unanimously? Sending money to other fucking countries. Like, you know your country's really got the fucking big dick slapping the desk when you're sending your money out to everybody. Is that how it works most of the time? And then you're supposed to go out, fly your flag, and go, yeah, fuck yeah, greatest. We're in charge. We've got the greatest country in the history of all time. But if that's the case, man, how come we're sending other people all of the money that we give the government only to struggle every fucking year, and it just gets worse? It's a fucking travesty, man. Like, and then we're the bad guys every time. Every fucking time they twist it around as if we're the ones pulling the strings. We're the ones that are causing everything that's been happening. When in reality, it's a reaction from the things they themselves, the government themselves, have created. Not the people. Not the people's response to being treated the way they have. Yeah, I can't. The Epstein case, man. I can't believe it's been handled this poorly. Like, Trump would have, I think I said it last week, but Trump would have done, or Trump, I'm trying to think of the proper way to phrase this. Trump would have gotten such a much more positive reaction from people if he said, I have people looking into this. I have more important things on my desk right now, and people's lives are on the line, so we'll get to it. But he's so clearly scared shitless, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've never seen Trump like this in all of the years that I've ever seen him. He's always been very confident, and now he looks like he's about to shit himself when he goes out in public. Like, not because he's old or because of his medical situation that he might or might not have, because I don't fucking know. But he looks like he's about to shit himself from pure stress. Which before, he could walk into a nation going to war and go, fuck, I don't give a fuck, boys. I'm Donald fucking Trump. And then now, all of a sudden, now he looks like he's oh fuck. I think maybe it was Bill Hicks that said this. I think I said this last week too. But it was really like they took him back, showed him the JFK footage. You go, any more questions, buddy? Because that whole thing with that photo op that happened made it look way more like a photo op after the fear that I've seen from Donald Trump and his body language over the past couple of months. Yeah, exactly. He very, very much seemed to be threatened by an army of deep state actors. Like, not that I even remember that was a conspiracy theory too, but now everyone's allowed to think that it's more of an established belief because it's hard to deny it at this point, right? If we're paying the money, we are not in charge. And guess what, guys? We've been paying a whole lot of fucking money. More than any of us got. And yet, as things go on, they still try to force us to feel like we're the assholes here. And I quite honestly just don't give a shit. But it's just the pitting the people against each other is what pisses me off, right? Getting the people in the whole, well, your team does this. I get sidetracked by this bullshit too. We're all supposed to be on the same team, and no one can get anything done if everyone's just pointing the fucking finger and going, but last year you said this. Last year you said this. I know how fucking alluring that type of mentality can be. Anyway. Yeah, we fucking fell for it, all of us, man. Alright, here's another. It's frustrating because I feel like YouTube's like kind of fucking up. I'm using an Opera browser. We'll have to find a way around things. Lex Luthor. I wonder what Lex Luthor has been up to. You know, that's the thing. Most people don't... Perfect. Most people don't really appreciate the things in the Superman universe that Lex Luthor did for his people, right? It's always Lex Luthor's the bad guy. Well, now we have a real life Lex Luthor. His name is Alex Jones. And you know, Lex Luthor never got his Hollywood movie. But thankfully we have one in our own universe.
I mean, you're not speaking from the throne ex cathedra. And plus, I'm not Catholic. So, I think of Catholics, it's just, give me a break. Anyone who disagrees with anything I say is banished. And I'm not saying Trump land is a cult. The Democrats are the cult of hating reason and logic and common sense. But
says InfoWars guy,
when Trump starts behaving like that, it starts getting into cult territory. And I bet, since I talked in the first hour and said I'm not in this cult, if that's what it's turning into, I bet there's already news articles about it. But I went on to say Trump is not a cult yet, but behavior like this starts going down that road. But I guarantee if it's not out now, it'll be out in the next hour. And it'll be, Jones says he's left the Trump cult. Nope, never was in the cult. Not saying it's a cult, but this is starting to become cult-like language.
Thank you, Alex. Kind of needed that broken down. Right, moving on. Man, there... So there was also this. No, there's so much AI bullshit that we've had to wade through. I cannot even begin to say this is real, like authentic 100%. But bros, look at this motherfucker. Maybe it's AI generated. Maybe everyone's going crazy. But just look. Look at his fucking face. Look who it is. And surprisingly, I know normally he's like attached to the hip to him, but Donald Trump's not there. So again, this is probably an AI. Just some bullshit that somebody cooked up. God damn, that dude looks just like Jeffrey Epstein. That's 100% AI. You see, I'm bad at that shit. I cannot spot it. Where is the... Like, I'm leaned the fuck in. But it wouldn't surprise me. I bet you he's fucking out there. He has risen, right? Story about his bank accounts going active right after he unalived. That's another thing. Would not surprise me, even if he was actually dead. People close to him just emptying his accounts like immediately. Yeah, that's always been my take as well. I don't believe Jeffrey Epstein is dead because why would you kill your greatest asset? I really hope if he's alive, he's going by like a funny name, like an alias that's clearly not his real name. Like, I don't even know. I can't even think of one off the top of my head. But one of those names like fuck you, you know, something like that. One of those like Bart Simpson level pranks. The Icy Wiener is his last name. His first name is actually Icy. Some dumb shit like that. Let's see. Where's this clip of Fuentes going on CNN? I gotta find this real quick. Here we are. Damn, my computer just wants to curl over and... Thanks, Nick. That's a great place to start, huh? Life is filled with struggle, and those who refuse to fight don't deserve little, or something like that, right? Can't remember the quote off the top of my head.
And I don't want Indians here, and I'm not a fucking Democrat, okay? And I'm not woke, and I'm not liberal. Hey, I'm a stone cold white nationalist, and I love Hitler, and I don't want Indians here, and I'm not a fucking Democrat, okay?
This guy looks like on the left, like he just wants to resign. Like immediately just go in. And it's not even because Nick Fuentes is saying a bunch of edgy shit. It's because he just realizes, you know what? Fuck it. This is where we're at. We might be fake news. Are we covering journalism? Did we reach out to him and get an interview? That might be an act of journalism. No, they're just kind of doing the same thing we do, basically. They might as well just be streaming on YouTube. And at least if they did that shit, I'm sure they do, but at least if they stuck to that, imagine how much less money they would have to sink in.
Hey, I'm a stone cold white nationalist, and I love Hitler, and I don't want Indians here, and I'm not a fucking Democrat, okay? And I'm not woke, and I'm not liberal. Hey.
I just hope that they get to the point of going through, like, all of his lore, and they bring him up on for an interview, and then they go, hey, what's up with that hanging out with that Catboy weirdo? Was he a pedo? I can't fucking remember. A lot of people in America First ended up being creeps like that. Like, this is how serious they take their network now. Like, really consider that. Like, how sad. And I'm sure they're at press briefings and interviewing the president and talking to people, going out and investigating for stories and all that other bullshit. But this guy, he's really thinking, man, here we are. I might as well just quit my job, go get a job at Tractor Supply. Fucking love it, dude. What a great time to be alive. That's for that same reason with the what's his name? Colbert shit. Watching his response at first, every frame looks like he's about to just break down in tears. Oh shit. Guess what, guys? News alert. They played more Nick Fuentes than that.
You're gonna lie to our faces, tell us it's a Democrat hoax. You're lying, you know you're lying to our faces.
They've sunk to my level, guys. Think about that. Like, really let that sink in. Can you imagine they just do a full like expose stream on America First and just talk about he's just a salty bitch. He should just, you know, fucking fall off the dick tree. Oh, it's just too funny. Like, all of these topics, it's like I'm surrounded by popcorn and then like 8 different monitors. Like, I want to jump from the Fuentes on CNN shit. Oh my god, the Epstein and Trump shit. Oh my god. Oh, and then over here we've got Colbert getting fucking canceled. Like, it's like Christmas. I haven't been this fucking happy about shit happening on the internet in so long. Like, I might as well have gotten a pile of cash outside my front door. It just said, hey, enjoy, buddy, from future you. It's been great. Been fantastic. Fuck. All right. So where are we going? We're going to the next story. I remember now. Okay. All right. This might take a second, guys. The look on that guy's face. Excuse me. The look on that guy's face, like that would be a great avatar. That's what I'm trying to say. People still talking about Kamala Harris. She would have made this place a paradise. Like, the idol worship from these people is just absolutely gross, man. These people aren't going to do shit. You aren't going to do shit. No one's going to do shit. But you know what? Some people are going to get sucked into an MRI machine because they brought in... Hold on, let's bring it up. I'm trying not to spoil it, guys. Wait for it. This is why you build a PC instead of getting one that's good. Here we go.
Saw open MRI.
About a minute and 45. I need to have smoke anyway, so I'm going to let this play.
Adrienne Jones McAllister says her husband, Keith McAllister, died after he was sucked into an MRI machine at Nassau Open MRI in Westbury.
I haven't been able to sleep. I'm barely eating. I just can't believe.
Okay, now I feel like an asshole.
I still trying to wrap my head around the whole thing. He waved goodbye to me, and then his whole body went limp.
Adrienne said after she'd had an MRI on her knee Wednesday, she needed help getting up. She said she asked the technician to get her husband.
And I yelled out Keith's name, Keith, come help me up, come help me up.
She said the technician went to get her husband and brought him into the room, despite the fact that Keith was wearing a 20-pound chain around his neck with a large lock that he used for weight training.
They were standing there laughing and joking before he even came to the table.
When Keith got closer to Adrienne to help her up, she said the unthinkable happened.
At that instant, the machine switched him around, pulled him in, and he hit the MRI.
Adrienne says she and the tech tried to pry Keith off the machine, but it was impossible.
I'm saying, could you turn up the machine, call 911, do something, turn this damn thing off?
Adrienne said that this was not the first time she and Keith had been to Nassau Open MRI, and she said he'd worn the big chain here before.
It's not the first time that guy has seen that chain. They had a conversation about it before. Oh, that's a big chain.
Adrienne said Keith, a hardworking man who always gave...
All right. Was the employee black? I just have a feeling.
...his all, suffered several heart attacks following the incident. He was 61 years old.
Goddamn.
And I loved him so much.
Reporting...
Goddamn. Poor lady. But, yeah, I don't know how to feel about it either, because you want to laugh at the guy for being a dumbass and bring a fucking big-ass padlock chain to an MRI appointment. I had to get an MRI, and they told me probably about a dozen times, if you include the first or second mention at my doctor's appointment that I needed an MRI. Like, don't wear any metal. But they kept, like, no watches, none of this, right? Then I walked into the building. They said it about another dozen more times. No fucking metal. You don't have any metal more. We're going to hit you with a metal wand. Everything. But that having been said, man, it's really hard to not kind of laugh a little bit. Just my mental image, the way this is written out, makes me like visually imagine in my head, like him sitting there going, wave, goodbye, my love. Like it's a fucking movie. But yeah, poor guy. That sounded kind of rough. See, that's why you watch clips before you play them on live stream to laugh at people. Like, well, now I feel like the wind was taken from my sails. Fuckers. The past me really fucked that one up, guys. Alright. So, man who died in freak MRI accident was jammed in machine for almost an hour. Never told anyone. He was never told to remove the 20-pound chain that he wore in there. I think it had a padlock on it, too, if I remember correctly. And thankfully somebody made an AI made it. An AI made this poster for a movie called MRI. It's kind of beautiful in a way. I mean, sad the boy died, but... Yeah, it kind of, if he wasn't told to remove it, like that, now I feel bad. Because, man, they told me, like, countless times, enough times that I literally forgot. Like the last person finally, you didn't wear any metal. No, I didn't fucking wear any metal. I told you, you hit me with the wand. You walked through the metal detector. You hit me with the wand again. Every employee told me as I walked through. Like I was annoyed by the time I got there, but I knew it was for my own protection, that I wouldn't get fucking sucked into the goddamn machine. So there was this chick doing Epstein coverage. Is that the best way to put it? She claims to be an Epstein survivor. I was watching an interview with her because I was taking notes, and she's talking about being out with a friend of hers, and they met Epstein. Epstein was with Bill Clinton, Chris Tucker, and Kevin Spacey. And Epstein took her back home. And I was about 15 minutes into this, taking notes, like really paying close attention to every word she said. Then the next thing you know, she says, dead ass serious, looking straight into the camera, and then he shape-shifted into a lizard dragon. And just wasted. Like, I was paying attention, you bitch. Fucking and the thing is this is her entire identity now. Is going on to, like, InfoWars, and I think she went on Alex Stein recently, and telling people this story 100% serious. Like, she isn't fucking around. If it'll play.
Clinton was doing for the so-called foundation. I would like to know why you were filming all the students in the hall on a handheld device.
Yeah, you know what's great about it? I went recently, I took a trip to Africa.
When Bill Clinton organized a week-long tour of Africa in 2002, Jeff gave him a ride in his personal 727. Took
Okay, what the fuck
Kevin
is...
Spacey and...
You see, this is again... Like, I thought she was going to talk for a second. The idea was... Hey, let's listen to how crazy this bitch is. Okay, we'll go to her Twitter profile. So you guys are really seeing the fucking do it live mentality. Okay, this is her on Alex Stein.
Hi, Alex. I'm doing very well, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm doing as good as I can. That's so creepy that they would call it Little St. Jeff's like that. And then this is inside of the house. Look how regal that fireplace is.
Yeah, that was in New Mexico.
And that's the Zorro.
That's the other thing that...
Wow.
So I was terrified, of course. And, you know, it just seems like CIA and Mossad are connected somehow.
For sure,
you know,
they
they all
are.
seem like they're connected.
For
you
sure,
know?
it's like
Maxwell's father died, then she was suddenly there with Epstein, and where did all his money come from? Apparently, he was a math teacher. You know, he never told me he was a math teacher, and he used to talk quite a lot. He told me he was a cab driver, not a math teacher.
Wait, time out. That was where, because I'm sure you're curious, like, how do you have money? I mean, maybe you don't want to ask that because that's an awkward question to ask. But when he talks about his previous career, that's what he described his job qualifications. He was a cab driver.
He told me he used to be a cab driver
in New York City, just driving cabs, and then you become one of the most powerful.
Told me that he used to give girls free rides. Sorry, my little boy. I'm just gonna put my thing off. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no worries. No, you can put little boy up. I apologize. We don't want to dox anybody. No worries at all, Julia. We took you off the screen, but you know, this is crazy. This is absolutely.
You're very funny. Come back to bed. I'm so sorry, guys.
No worries. We love it. This is a children's show. Sadly, this
Are
is
we
an
back?
topic.
All right.
But what's going?
Back in,
No, take your time. So, Lila, what do you think about this?
Well, I find it very interesting that he's allergic to cats because I think cats provide protection.
Okay, perfect time to cut it off. Yeah, my mic just stopped working. Oh, it didn't become on. I had to plug it or unplug it, plug it back in. $4 extra, no. Okay, Try to catch up with chat for a second. Man, I was thinking, I hope I don't have to cut this thing short just because this thing died on me. What happened to the... No? Something done happened to my... OBS is kind of fucking with me right now. Okay. That's the real co-host is OBS. Alright, we got the deposition. Here we go. This is what I was talking about.
They're obviously hiding a lot. I used to speak to other victims. Unfortunately, we've all been kept apart. Virginia Giffer and I used to speak often. 2 years ago, I got a message from her saying, oh, she's not using her phone anymore. I can email her through her husband's email address. So we had a few communications there, but otherwise I haven't been able to be in touch with her. They've kept most of the victims apart. Also, everyone's got to remember that there were over 200 victims, many more actually, but these are the ones with evidence, the ones who were involved in the lawsuit. I would like to know where the other 200 victims are. You know, it's very, very frightening when girls are going missing as well. Like, I mean, for God's sake, sorry to say, but Virginia Giffer was found dead. Carolyn Adriano, who testified against Ghislaine Maxwell, was found dead. Ruslana, there are many. There are at least 7 Epstein victims that have been found dead so far.
Okay, I remember what I was going to say when the mic cut. The fact that she's able to even share this story without becoming mysteriously missing says a lot, I think. She's crazy enough that she's not worth worrying about. Trying to find the part where she says... She looks his ass dead in the eye and says, I watched him turn into a lizard.
Of humans. So what...
Okay, here we go.
So what do you think... If Epstein was just... Do you think he was trying to get people to sleep with girls, or what do you think the angle was?
Well, as I've spoken about recently, I saw him shapeshift into something else in front of my eyes. You know, it looked like a sort of reptilian creature, like when I was in the bedroom when he took me there. And what I'm starting to realize is it was probably like an alien creature. And it's hard talking about this because a lot of people think it's crazy. And I would also think it was crazy. But unfortunately, I saw it.
You know, that is a fair point to make. She doesn't look like she's lying. However, it's entirely possible that she was drugged without her knowledge. And I find that far more likely than this dude's a lizard living among us, a shape-shifting lizard alien living among us. It's entirely possible. It could happen. Anything's possible, right? Life is strange like that. But I find it more likely that she was drugged without her knowledge and was hallucinating. All right, let's bring up... Where's my notebook at? There it is. Okay, we had a Hunter Biden interview where he is surprisingly lucid. At one point, he talks about crack cocaine and looks like he falls in love for a second again. He is surprisingly lucid. He was more awake than I expected. Yeah, benefit of the doubt, right?
Oh, how similar they...
Okay,
no,
here we go.
No. Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, because they think cocaine, Scarface, very cool.
Yeah.
Crack cocaine, they think The Wire.
Oh, in that sense? Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, they don't know how
Yeah.
similar the chemical compounds are.
Oh, the only difference between crack cocaine and cocaine is sodium bicarbonate and water and heat, literally.
That's it?
That's it.
And those things are pretty much free if you go to, like, a science store.
This is free. You can go to your neighborhood convenience store and just get Anyway, I don't want to tell people how to make crack cocaine, but it literally is a mayonnaise jar, cocaine, and baking soda.
How different is the experience?
It's vastly, vastly different. And like for real, I feel really reluctant to kind of have some euphoric discussion. I know you're not asking me to do that, but have some euphoric discussion about crack cocaine.
I think this might be kind of the opposite here.
Okay, no, it's the exact opposite. I'm saying I don't want to have the experience of some euphoric recall. That's how powerful crack cocaine is. Does crack cocaine make you act any differently? No. Is it safer than alcohol?
I'm the same guy when I'm on crack because I am sober. So, come on, bro. You're not fooling anybody. You could be on crack now, for all we know. How's the guitar stuff going? I play every day. It's good stuff.
Oh,
thank you for asking.
Probably. People think of crack as being dirty. It's the exact opposite. When you make crack, what you're doing is you're burning off all the impurities so that it combines with the sodium bicarbonate, which makes it smokable. That's all. You know, all of these actors and, you know, people in the past that talked about they had a problem with cocaine and freebasing. They were smoking crack.
So straw on the stove is the same thing?
Not exactly, but close to it. But it's a little bit different. But anyway.
It's like asking somebody from California about THC. I believe the interview is like 2 or 3 hours long. But you got to give the guy credit for at least being honest. That he's like, I don't want to talk about how great it is because I'm going to recall. I'm going to remember how good it is. And I don't want to do that. Okay, we had this. Oh, God. So the latest lefty meme is the Jubilee circle jerk. Basically, they had this progressive man debate 20 like Republicans or whatever. I'm sure they were their own people. Like, it's hard for me not to believe that they just didn't hire actors to play the Groyper, white nationalist, Republican-esque people that he was debating. It's so much easier to prop yourself up in a situation like that than it would be to just go out and hope you win. Let's go ahead and bring that up. Right. Here we go. Switch overlays.
Editor of Zeteo, and today I'm surrounded by 20 far-right conservatives. My first claim is Donald Trump is pro-crime and pro-criminal. Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Eddie.
I would just like to ask, what makes someone pro-crime versus, anti-crime?
I think when you're soft on criminals, when you let criminals out of prison, when you pardon people who've assaulted police officers, you're pro-criminal. Donald Trump pardoned almost 1,600 people who were involved in January the 6th. I think 600 of them had been charged with assaulting a police officer or obstructing a police officer.
I get what he's saying. They're criminal. He supports crime. Like, what a dishonest fucking hack, dude. He supports crime because there are these people who broke into a government building and knocked some shit over. Oh, no, they were protesting, just like in LA when people were burning shit down, assaulting police officers, looting shit. They're just protesting shit, but somebody goes into a government building. Heaven, oh no. Clutch your pearls, everybody. Like, when did everyone glorify being a cuck for the government so fucking much? Really, that's who you see out there clutching their pearls over Trump and Republicans and the future of whatever you want to see. And it's not even to say I like Trump. I don't at all. Dude is a cuck and he betrayed us. He's a traitor. As far as I'm concerned, I'll leave it there. But to see the people out there who have their pre-approved mindsets, like they'll go on their forums of social media that have their faces on them and the people they know IRL, and they go, hey guys, hey hello fellow hateful non-racist people, I I wish we were all just holding hands. God damn, and just smiling and singing stupid songs. Like, the world's not like that. And we should stop acting like it is. But this guy's clearly being a dishonest dipshit. There's no denying it. I had a point that I was going down, and I got sidetracked by something that I started describing. That I basically went down 3 different talking points at the same time. So let's just go ahead and toss that to the side. I want to skip forward here, because some of these people do not look like human beings. They look like a machine playing a human being. Now, I know they're real. I'm not going to say they're not. I know they're an actor. That's what I think, anyway. Look at that. Look at that fucking grin. What could Trump do to win your approval? Nuke Israel. Day 1. If he nukes Israel, you know, I'll go out and vote for him next year.
This is...
Dude with a Dexter shirt. Looks like
Quite
Joe
frankly,
McHale.
if Trump
Okay,
is...
yeah. Claim number 2. Donald Trump is defying the Constitution.
Cash Patel on Epstein.
He knows more just 2025 Sargon of Akkad.
Good to meet you. Yeah, take care.
Surrounded is now
Yeah,
a
the
podcast.
the guy we're about
available
to
wherever you listen. Search Surrounded, plug in,
about
and stay
to be
part of the
interviewed,
conversation.
I believe.
Anywhere.
This motherfucker advertising at me? He is. This dude was advertising at me. Why'd you stop regular content? I had some health issues that came up, and I thought I was going to phrase it one way, and I thought it would be melodramatic, but life got real serious for a second. Alright, let's take this in. Thanks for asking, though. That's the main reason.
It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Mandy, lovely to meet you.
So I would say that with Trump being anti-constitution, I don't really care, to be quite frankly.
Okay.
Because...
Yeah, I don't give... I don't even care.
In regards...
Let's get there.
In regards to
I need
the
to let him
Constitution,
go.
the Constitution is a document that should seek to serve us. And when it fails to seek to serve us, that can be amended. Laws can be changed. And quite frankly, the fact is, we're defending things in this country that shouldn't be defended. The First Amendment should not defend pornography and making children and women be victimized.
I've seen that.
Making women and children be victimized as a result of that. I think things like blasphemy shouldn't be allowed per the First Amendment. I think that, quite frankly, there are a lot of legal processes that are enabling criminals and bad people to fully enact their will in this country in the name of the Constitution or following the Constitution. So, quite frankly, if Trump is anti-Constitution, good, and I think he should go further.
So this is wonderfully revealing of the modern conservative mindset. So I appreciate you spelling it out so openly. Just checking, do you support the Second Amendment?
I do.
Okay, surprise! I was shocked to hear that. I'm saying that Donald Trump is defying the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the 14th Amendment. He's thinking of defying the 12th and 22nd Amendments. You're saying you don't care about the Constitution, but actually you do because you quite like the Second Amendment.
God damn, shut the fuck up. Like, you're pseudo-intellectual bullshit. You see, that would have been my... I don't care because I think you're a fucking hack and don't actually know anything. You just spit fucking bullshit out of your mouth really fast and think it makes you smart.
You just don't like the bits that you disagree with. Can I just be clear on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm more than willing to amend it and include
whenever
the
it's in
Second
your
Amendment.
favor.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
So can
So this guy gets his ass fired.
Democrats do the same when they're in office?
No, absolutely not. Because
So you don't
it's the
believe in
friend enemy.
democracy?
No, I don't.
How
Absolutely.
about letting each other speak? I know that's kind of rich coming from the guy who is pausing all the time. Hold on, I got a thing for that. There we go. Now I feel more at home.
Not.
What do you believe in?
Autocracy.
By who?
Honestly, quite frankly, anyone who is in line with Catholic teaching.
Like, how do you not troll this guy and just say, like, Satanism or something? Like, nothing. I don't believe in anything.
Donald Trump is not Catholic.
Of course, he's not. I
So-
completely agree,
so
and
you
that's part of the
support Trump?
problem.
You don't support Trump?
No, I don't. I didn't even vote for him. I wrote in like John Pork or someone.
Why
I can't
did
even
you-
remember.
Why did you vote if you don't believe in democracy and you want autocracy?
Well, because quite frankly, I voted. I kind of voted just to.
Just because you don't believe in democracy doesn't mean you can't participate in it, dumbass. Those are two complete separate issues.
I'm bored of my own argument. I'm much more interested in this. So
yeah, absolutely.
How do we get to an autocracy?
I think, quite frankly,
Hand on the
that
rope.
if we are able to enact local
He's
leaders,
thinking it too. So I know I keep fucking interrupting, but let's be real. It's not all that interesting anyway in the grand scheme of things. You know this guy's thinking, I'm going to get this guy fired. Look at him. He's giving him that cowboy stare. No, just knowing this guy's going to go viral and people are going to hate him. I'm waiting for they've been calling him the Brim Reaper. Where is that guy at? We'll find. There he is. There's our boy. Okay, we'll let this play a little bit longer because this guy is. I can't help but think that he's a character or an actor because this is a psyop to make us all look retarded.
By the way,
I think, quite frankly, these far right conservatives sitting right around
white
me.
people.
Yeah,
No
absolutely.
So
sure, I like white lizards.
Some of the people in this room don't make the cut from what I can see visually.
Actually, hold on for a moment. I do think that there
let
are
him
people
speak,
who
though,
happen
for
to
real.
not be white who do actually have history in this country and have roots in this country. For instance, from the Mexican-American War, we subsumed a lot of territory of people who have far stakes in this country who happen to be Hispanic or what have you. I'm for defending the traditional demographics of this country, which is majority white, and should stay that
How
way.
does the United States...
Okay, we're done.
I'm so off topic, but how does the United States look like under you? So what's your name?
My name is, my name's Connor. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Took a little bit of a doubt there.
Oh, well, I use a
Yeah, thanks. I need people to help dox you, fucker.
pseudonym online,
Fair enough.
but fair
Connor.
enough.
How would Connor's America look? What would it look like?
Well, quite frankly, I think we would deport people who shouldn't be here.
No, I didn't ask about
whether-
deporting. What does the government look like?
What's the government?
You see, he can't stop from interrupting the motherfucker. I mean, you're not in front of a keyboard, dipshit.
Well, I mean, what are we doing here? Because I mean, you just seem
know
offended.
what you're doing here,
You
to be
just seem offended, to be quite frankly. Like,
I'm offended by people who can't condemn the Nazis. Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to condemn him either. You know why? It's not my fucking job. It's not my war. For the same reason I don't give a fuck about the people who were alive 100 goddamn years ago, or the people who died in the Bolshevik genocide, or any of the other goddamn genocides. I have to worry about myself and the people around me and the community that surrounds it. So no, I don't give a fuck about the Nazis. I don't give a fuck about the Jews, and I certainly don't give a fuck about anything this guy has to... Oh, I'm going to keep going. I do want to hear some more dumbass shit. I can't believe you won't condemn the villains we wrote in the history books for you to shun. Oh no, but they're the bad guys. Oh no. Nigga, Heil Hitler.
well, I condemn the.
I thought
evils that they
Kanye
did,
West
but
was
I don't
cool.
really care
When did
about
these
being-
people become
Yeah,
such
sure.
massive
I don't
faggots?
care though about being called a Nazi is the whole thing.
I never called you a
I
Nazi.
care
You
about
called
doing
You
the
implied
right
it.
thing.
You implied it.
General Franco
Well,
supporter.
yeah, I am a General Franco supporter. He was awesome. He was so super cool, quite frankly. Because the whole
And you
thing,
don't believe in democracy.
I don't believe in
What are
democracy.
you doing
No.
here at a
You see,
televised debate?
here's why I don't believe in democracy, because everyone's a fucking retard. That's why. Has anyone considered that? Has any of these lefty pricks considered that maybe everyone's a fucking idiot and shouldn't be in charge except for the people who can do their goddamn job? You know, all of that, oh my God, the most sacred thing. Move over, Jesus. Move over. Democracy and anti-racism. Yeah, oh, of course, the Jew, of course, yeah. Most sacred thing. No, I don't give a shit about a war from 100 years ago. I don't give a shit about their nation. I don't give a shit about it. And for the record, I don't give a shit about Weimar Germany either. I give a fuck off. My my community has just fallen to shit, and I'm supposed to go around and give a fuck about things that aren't even happening anymore. God, and this guy, he's just dishonest as fuck. Every word he says, just about. Every time he cuts this guy off, he's, so you won't condemn the Nazis. Well, so you're implying that he's a Nazi.
This is democracy. Don't want to debate and disagree.
Because it is the means to support an end. The reason we have free speech now is because we want to be openly talking about our opinions so we can get the state that we want. But it doesn't mean upholding free speech after we win. Again, I mentioned
the only good thing about
Let's send it on Twitter.
The whole reason
is that you guys are so open
Yeah,
about
we're
it.
Republican
The whole
anyway,
reason
right?
I mentioned-
Yeah, Discord will be
The
alright.
whole reason I mentioned Carl Schmitt earlier, and you kind of blew past him, is the friend-enemy distinction.
past him because of the Nazi
Even
point.
liberals, when they take power, they
Roll
want
my
to
eyes. He
enact
was a
policies
Nazi,
and they want to enact protections
Who gives a
for
fuck?
their people. And
that
their-
should have... this guy was taking this too seriously. That was his first mistake. He was going in there and thinking this was an honest discussion and they weren't going to find you, dox you, and try to ruin your life. Because heaven forbid you believe in something they don't. It's not the worst thing. If you're a Nazi now, even if you call yourself a National Socialist, you're not responsible for things that happened 100 years ago. You're not. No matter how much they try to push it down your fucking throat, you haven't hurt anybody. You're allowed to believe in shit. And the atmosphere that they're laying out by doing this type of fucking shit, it's making things worse for everybody. Because when that window gets pushed a little bit more, sort of like how we're censoring our words on various platforms like Twitter, Facebook, everyone has to edit the word rape to have an asterisk in it, right? Shit like that. We're fucking ourselves in the long run. God, what a great pause frame too. Didn't mean to full screen it there. Okay, here we go.
Ideas, and they're willing to punish their enemy. And so I'm the same way. I'm like, hey, if you're going to punish me, I'm going to get in power, and I'm going to frankly punish you when you try to leverage power against me. Just that simple.
I'm not sure what you would have said.
Hey, it is what it is.
All right. Pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seats.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Stewart.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
No one knew who this guy was, like, last week. Am I still called a Mersh clone? Man, that's probably more accurate. God, that hits. I joke. Call me whatever the fuck you want, buddy. That's a good one, though. I like that one.
Good to meet you, man.
I don't have a BMW, though. Like, that's the big... Or 375. Man, I don't have 375 either.
All right. So I kind of want to start at the basics or the foundation. I want to see...
Can I just check?
Yes.
Are you a fascist?
No.
Okay.
Get a load of this guy. Yeah, I just have to check. You're running through his notebooks. I hold on. Like, each of these guys look like a stereotype, don't they? And this guy just looks like he came right out of a like 80s movie.
I describe myself as, I think, just a Christian.
Fair enough.
I'm a devout Christian.
Good to hear.
So,
all right, we're just gonna skip. Oh my God, this is a tranny. I wouldn't bet on it. Oh yeah, I thought these were all white nationalists, asshole. All right, where's the... Oh yeah, the Brim Reaper, there he is. This guy looks like Steve Buscemi. To me, at least.
Value. If you care about wages, we should be raising the minimum wage in this country, not scapegoating migrants who aren't the cause of low wages. You know who's causing low wages? Billionaires, millionaires, and people who won't pay fair wages to their wages, regardless of whether you are an immigrant or a native.
I get the monologue, right? Now let me respond.
You had one. You had one with your one study.
No, this dude won't let you talk, and then he won't let anyone else talk. He thinks he's on a live stream. It's not how we do things in public. All right, let's continue.
Go, bro, is what he said as I left to an American citizen. Good to know. Yeah. Nice talking to you.
You're gonna have to go.
Nice talking to you.
You don't have to go.
You're gonna have to go, bro, is what he said as I left to an American citizen. Good to know where you
Called
stand
you
on
bro.
immigration. It's not about immigration, is it? That's what it's not about.
Oh, it's about racism. See, at the end of the day, they're all racist. Oh my God, can you believe it? Like, if someone was like killing your family in front of you, would you be sitting there going, but at least I knew he wasn't racist? You know, like, who cares? Who fucking cares? If the guy I lived next door to just kind of didn't like women, I don't care. I literally couldn't give less of a fuck. So why is it that everyone just all of a sudden, I shouldn't say all of a sudden, it's been like this for a while, but everyone's an open pussy? Like, when did this happen? In real life, too. Oh, you're a racist. Oh my God, I just had to make sure. So relieved. Every time he talks to a white person, he does that too.
Good to see you. How are you?
Bad. So, what type of immigrants are we talking about?
I just wanted to go back a little bit because look at this dude.
So, what type of immigrants are we talking about?
God damn it. I missed it by a frame. And who's going to be excited to talk to this guy?
Good to see you. How are you?
Bad. So, what type of immigrants are we talking about?
Look at this getup. Are you trying to convince me that this is an actual personality? This guy is around unironically promoting his ideals? Or this guy is an actor. They hired him to go on there and play a dumbass conservative, which in reality probably isn't that hard to find.
About?
Mexican pin and everything.
What do you mean?
Like any immigrants or
immigrants? That's what I said. Immigrants
are illegal
overall.
immigrants.
Undocumented immigrants also contribute
Illegal.
greatly to the U.S. I say undocumented. I don't think people are illegal.
So, let's put it this way. I mean,
they're undocumented. You'd be again being dishonest. You know that they're illegally here. They cut everybody in fucking line. All of the people who are trying to get through the process of becoming an American citizens are now just getting cut off by people who are just saying, no, fuck that. I don't have to wait in line. That's what this is. At the end of the day, that's what this is. If you were at the grocery store and there were just people going, fuck this, I'm walking out with all my shit too. Would you have the same reaction?
I mean, I'm an immigrant
This
too.
guy's such
from
a
Iran.
fucking
There isn't even a
sword.
U.S.
About the fact that
How
people
long
here-
do you think before a video of this guy sucking some like executive's dick drops? Just like with Destiny, you know this dude's sucking his boss's dick for this to get promoted. What do we get? 6.3 million views over 3 days. This is getting promoted so hard because now there's actual demand for anti-MAGA stuff. So they're generating content like this for people to consume to kind of numb down their frustrations. At least in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, it looks like he's dressed for a parody movie. Every bit of this video seems like it's somebody's idea of how this would go down. Like, look at this guy. You think this guy's seriously here?
Release J6. In fact, so much so that I was prepared to protest if he didn't.
Okay.
So when you say, are you okay that he's pro-crime? Sure, because you know what? We're changing the definition of what crime is. First,
I just had to get in again. Oh yeah, he's pro-crime because he pardoned the people from J6. Okay, so Joe Biden's also pro-crime because he pardoned Anthony Fauci and several others right before he was leaving office. So you know what? Oh God, it's so frustrating. Like every word that comes out of their goddamn mouth.
Stomping on police officers' heads is a crime?
I don't think it's no longer a relevant conversation.
So stomping on police officers, unless they're rioting in LA, then it's a little bit different, right?
Anymore. You're
Really?
arguing. No, it's not, because you know what? Okay, have you seen the U.S. in the last 4 or 5 years?
Yes, I've
BLM
lived
protests.
there for a
Have you
while.
seen? Okay, I myself have been involved in these protests. I've seen egregious
This guy looks like
things that you
Ashton
couldn't even
Kutcher.
imagine.
All of these people look
So
like
what we've done to
Ashton.
conservatives. It's not about that. It's
What's it
about
about?
tribal warfare.
Okay.
That's where we're at in the
Well, who was the right-hand woman of Jeffrey Epstein, when she was on trial for child sex offending, which you and I are opposed to, Donald Trump stood up and said, good luck to her, I wish her well. So yeah, that makes him pro-crime and pro-criminal if he's being soft on child sex
Well, you
traffickers
just said they
like
were his
Epstein.
friends.
So, and
Can
that's
we
the other
explain
thing.
this?
You just
Okay.
have to be a
He lived
Donald
in-
Trump supporter. He's talking to these people as if they vote, support for Donald Trump. Like, this whole thing is just an exercise in masochism.
In the area in Mar-a-Lago, near Mar-a-Lago, so he bought obviously a ticket to go in there.
Yep.
As soon as Trump found
It's
out,
hard
that
for me to
Epstein
believe
had
these
done
are all
those bad
genuine
things,
people.
Immediate ban from
People look a little more
Immediate ban
normal
from
than
yes,
how an
that's
AI generates what normal
the
people
world
look like.
in this continent from conquest.
Okay, this guy looks like a
we came
normal
over
person.
here,
But
and
the
we,
big surges of numbers,
Okay.
as you well know, because you're a smart guy,
Yeah.
Italian, Irish immigration waves, Catholic immigration waves.
Okay, yeah, and I'm not
Are
even
you
claiming.
against those?
I'm not even
Were you
claiming.
against those if you
Well,
were alive
I'm
then?
not even claiming that
Because a lot of
immigration
people
is
were
bad.
against
Team,
I'm not
I said
claiming
it
immigration is
earlier,
bad in
and I'll
all
say it
cases
again. I'll
at
probably
all
say it a
times.
million times before I
My
fucking
claim is
die.
that immigration, especially now,
God,
and
Opera's
especially
given
for
me a
foreign people that
time
have
of my
nothing in common with us,
It's funny you
is-
say it's
is a
especially
negative.
now.
I don't support
Yeah.
politicians. How about that? Can we all agree on that? I don't support politicians. I don't support political parties. I don't support any of that because all of them betray us. And then they pit all of us against one another for fucking up the job that they should have been doing. This isn't, again, our fault. We are the victims of the shit that they have done and the responsibilities that they have failed to meet. This shit, even as much as I might want to hate this guy on the left because he's a condescending pseudo-intellectual prick, nothing that has happened is his, well, not directly his fault, right? Like, this nation isn't crumbling. I was about to say, is he an undocumented immigrant? I was going to feel like I might have stepped on my own foot there. But for the sake of argument here, none of this is all of our fault. We should all be helping one another grab our pitchforks and torches. If I read about everyone in the Republican Party and the Democratic Party just mysteriously disappearing over I don't know, overnight maybe. I was going to say over the course of a week, but let's make it more interesting. Overnight. I'd be having a few drinks that night, boys. We'd be so back. None of these people are doing anything good for anybody. It wouldn't be like Ozzy Osbourne dying where the whole world went silent and shit. At the very least, they should have to fight in WWE style arenas, like cage match, or at the very least mud wrestling or arm wrestling, some bullshit like that. To think we hold these, oh my god, someone's politics or their political party support or politician support or something offhand they said one time, as if it means we should all just harass one another. I mean left to right, red team versus blue team bullshit. They have us all trying to ruin one another's lives over this, and none of us are the ones responsible for the shit that's happening. Epstein's literally getting away with it. And people are pointing the finger at like random MAGA people going, well, you supported him, and then but your party supported this. No, stop it. We're all on the same side, boys. Nothing's gonna get done if we all just keep pushing these people up like hopeful gems and then be let down once again. But that's never all that entertaining. Let's dive into another clip here. We've got to have a good part here. Oh, I wonder if he talks different to the what looks like to be a woman. We'll see how it turns out.
Actually, we can. That's why I tried to come in today, but anyway.
I don't even have my headphones
Please return
on.
to your
And
seat.
I can tell he's being a condescending prick.
Nice to meet you.
Great
sir.
pleasure.
Good. My final claim is that Donald Trump's plan for Gaza is ethnic cleansing.
What the fuck does that even mean?
Hey, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You too. So why do you say this is Donald Trump's plan? Why do you think that?
I mean, he says it's his plan. Have you seen his plan?
When
Have you
did
heard
he
his plan?
say it?
He said it standing next to Benjamin Netanyahu in January, February. He said it on Fox News in an interview on Fox. He said it on Air Force One when he was chatting to reporters.
Word for word, what's an example of what he said?
Word for word, he said, for example, we're going to clean out the Gaza Strip. He said they're going to leave. We're going to take control of it. He says, we'll own it. I would own it, he says. I'm not sure under international law how he can.
Look at that. Perfect freeze frame, right? Do you think this guy cares about his own community this much? I'm being sincere. Like, no, you've been tricked by social media to be more worked up about shit that you can actually control. Let's
own
you
a foreign
instead
piece of
of
land.
giving a fuck about things you can control. No, you're sitting here going, but Donald Trump said this one time, and he said this one time, and he said this. All of that's a moot point. He's in the Epstein files. Over. That's all that. It's done. I've heard everything I need to hear. All right, we'll go through a little bit more of this. I'm trying. Yeah, the Brim Reaper. Let's get another Brim Reaper sighting.
Hamas did not exist till the 1980s.
Exactly. My point is, after the Islamic Republic came, it became chaotic because the Islamic Republic started to use the so-called innocent Palestinians for.
cleaning out the Gaza Strip. Yeah, maybe your mind goes to ethnic cleansing, you dangerous psychopath. No, not yours, his, because he's clearly a fucking asshole. Yeah, Trump clearly meant the trouble or the rubble out of it, right? But he's saying this and misinterpreting it just so he can do this whole song and dance. He knows that what he's saying is bullshit, but he's trying to portray it as something false. Like, that's... At least have the common decency to try to make a joke or smile after you say something like that, eh, buddy? Like, you know you're full of shit. At least kind of not... No, you know you're full of shit and you're trying to be serious. No, I swear to God, he meant this. This is why we have the misinformation that was so important about spreading, 5 years ago, 6 years ago? But now he's doing it himself.
For their own
so-called
I'm doing it. You see the left wing, right wing shit. He wasn't responsible for getting people cut off. Everyone have their ads taken out of everything. Have their AdSense shut down.
Not all of them.
Not like I'm still salty about that.
17,000 children were killed.
They're doing the same.
17,000 children were killed. Were they not innocent? Were they not innocent?
Who's responsible for that?
Israel. Who
No,
dropped the bombs on
Hamas
them.
is responsible. Hamas is responsible
Wait,
for.
that was. I know he didn't say Israel dropped the bombs, but the way I heard it was drop the bomb on Israel. So for a second, I thought it was like, whoa, 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 does he have a fucking soul? Thank God.
Hiding in hospitals and making tunnels underneath.
So
those
when
hospitals.
children are shot in the head
Trump
by
can plan
Israeli
natural
snipers,
disasters. You see,
Israeli
that's
snipers aren't responsible for that.
type of bullshit that they're saying.
It's a simple question.
Here's the problem.
When Israeli snipers shoot
That he's
Palestinian
saying-
children in
excuse me.
Gaza in the head, as eyewitness testimony and doctors' testimony proves, that's not the fault of the Israeli snipers.
This is the problem, because when you have a
The problem is you won't answer the question. I'll ask you a third time. When Israeli snipers shoot Palestinian children in the head, is that not the fault of Israeli snipers?
Well, you gotta let me finish.
No, you got to answer the question. Fourth time.
Well,
when Israeli
See, fuck this guy, dude. I really don't
snipers
like this guy. I
shoot
hope he just
Palestinian
shits
children in the
himself
head,
every day.
we're
Looks
running
like
out of
it.
time. I need to know what you think about innocent children.
because I will
what
get
you
your-
said was pretty outrageous. You said
Here, I'm gonna rewind it because it sounded like he tried to answer it, and then he goes, "No, do you say yes or no? No, yes or no? Yes or no? I'm going to set up a straw man, and you're gonna fucking answer it." And no, fuck off. I want to talk.
Finish.
No, you got to shoot Palestinian children in the head. Is that not the fault of Israeli snipers?
Well, you gotta let me finish.
No, you got to answer the question. Fourth time.
Well,
when Israeli
I will
snipers.
All right, I'm not gonna
get to
watch
the
anymore. And he's like, "Yeah, buddy. Yeah." You see, they are satisfied with the wrong people getting owned. Notice that?
Palestinian children in the
I will
head.
get to your
We're running out
answer.
of time. I need to
Well,
know what you think about innocent children.
because I will
what
get
you
to-
said was pretty outrageous. You said
I will get to.
I've decided that you are the most horrible thing in the world, such as someone who supports a child getting killed, right? So if you support Israel, then you support a child getting killed, right? So obviously, do you support child getting killed? Yes or no? Yes or no? Over and over again. Yes or no? Yes or no? Like, people like this are the exact reason human beings get cancer.
Argue up here that, you know, Trump's this bad criminal and this and that, and then you
think Trump's bad too?
Yeah.
I think he's good on some questions and bad on other things, but let me get to the point here, is you ally yourselves with guys like, you know, Jewish
He's going
Voices for
impatient.
Peace and all those guys.
Great people.
Yeah, not really though.
Why?
Because they're self-interested in it. It
They're
says
not.
it,
By definition,
no,
they're
it
not.
says it on their homepage.
By
that-
definition, they're not self-interested, right? They're going against their own
Are you
community.
going to let me talk? On their
See,
homepage,
right?
it literally says that we are here to segregate Judaism from Zionism. It's very clear they're doing this in their own interest. That's why it literally says Jewish Voices for Peace. They're going to be the good Jews who say that we don't support Palestine. And then what happens is you take all these progressives, you go out there and LARP in the street, and then everyone here who's conservative, they're going to vote for the pro-war candidate because they don't want to be associated with all the
Oh,
liberals.
so you're forced to vote for pro-war people. Poor
It's either that or get
conservatives.
replaced in my country. What do you want me to do?
Oh, you and your replacement bullshit.
Yeah, okay, buddy.
You and your replacement bullshit. You and your pseudo-intellectual bullshit, you fucking hack. Oh, I just can't believe. Oh my god, is he racist too? Did we find out? Did we look him up? Did we find out his address and his home and try to get him fired? It says right here that you're a shit-posting racist. Are you really racist? I just can't talk to somebody who I gotta check. Oh my god. And then I'm just gonna talk over you over and over and yes or no, yes or no. Do you want to watch kids get fucked? Yes or no, yes or no. Well, it looks like Trump said that he might be friends with Epstein and he's still alive. I mean, so clearly this whole world supports Epstein. Like, God, this guy deserves a fucking Well, you know what. To stub his toe on the biggest rock. Okay, we'll watch a little bit more and then we'll start to wrap up.
Oh, wow. There's 3 people so far. Let's keep counting. We should be nicer
maybe
to
everyone...
you, otherwise you'll deport us. What a great argument. This is a free speech debate. Ken.
Yeah, sure.
It's not your country, my friend.
Maybe
it's
treat
our country,
people...
whether you like it or not.
Whoa. Did you catch that? Oh, you see? It's okay for him to be a fucking cunt to people and yell at them and speak over them and pretend that he's winning an argument.
To you,
but when the guy says, no, it's our home. You came here. We let you come here. And you've been disrespectful and you've made the life for the people living here completely uninhabitable. Because they say, so get the fuck out of here. And he goes, no, this is our country now. What a nice
argument.
guy.
This is a free speech debate, Ken. It's not your country, my friend. It's our country, whether you like it or not.
You sure about that, buddy? You want to put... Because those are fucking fighting words. You realize that, right? You stupid fuck. God, this dude deserves to be an amputee so much. Like, for the rest of his life, right? This dude deserves to get fed through a fucking straw for the rest of his life. Fucking there isn't a word in the English language, maybe in the shit language you speak, there's a word or a syllable that expresses something that is beneath an insect or a bacteria, but it's nice to be able to finally have a face to put to it, right, chat? Imagine somebody doing this, somebody was like suffering and you let them into your home, and then one day they're like, no, this is my house now, get the fuck out. After you said, hey, you finally destroyed my house, you've consumed all my resources, and you're not even having the common decency to treat me with respect. He says, no, this is my house now. Let the mask slip there, buddy. And that's the other thing about debates, or heaven forbid, discussions, is that you're supposed to have a level of decorum with the person you're speaking with, even if you don't like them, right? And as much as we'd like to shit all over different personalities, right, all the time, but if we were having a discussion with somebody and trying to get somewhere with that discussion, just go, are you racist? And just speaking over them and yelling at them? Yeah, no one wants to talk to your ass. And he goes, oh, I guess I should be nicer. No, you should have fucking manners. It's called being a human being. Do you have a soul? Like, this person can be horrific to these human beings in this site right now, but he's actually not that bad because some of these people are... Like, what a fucking disgrace to humanity this guy is. Choose a far-right conservative. You see, that's the other thing. He gets to just choose that all of these people are far-right personalities.
He smiled, he laughed. We disagreed. I felt like it was good faith. Let's see.
I appreciate it, Matty.
He seemed to be in good faith. He seems kind of smart. And, you know, he's one of the few people who doesn't want to deport me.
Yeah, right?
Or maybe not. We're going to find out.
We're going to have a problem with people in Gaza getting replaced, but with Americans, it's a conspiracy.
Why do you want to get rid of birthright citizenship? And how, by the way? Because you know it's in the Constitution. I'm so glad you brought this up.
Yes.
Because it was one of my...
The 14th.
14th. I mentioned it to a bunch of your friends, and nobody wanted to engage in the 14th.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the 14th Amendment,
Exactly.
Citizenship Clause, which says... that if you're born here, you're a citizen of the United States.
Wasn't it
Yes,
written
and I chose this because it's an extension of the original debate and the immigration debate. Okay. I think birthright citizenship, first of all, when it was originally argued, you know, among the people who were actually voting on the clause, right? It was argued that the birthright citizenship was not automatically extended to everybody who was just born here. And we have a long history of that as well. For example, with the Native Americans, who had particular laws that applied solely to them. What I think we're seeing in this country is not everybody is so similarly under the jurisdiction of the United States.
He's not even listening to what he's saying.
And by allowing for birthright citizenship and not interpreting the Constitution as we're legally allowed to and restrict, you know, the automatic citizenship of anybody who's born here.
I've made up my mind. They need to go home. Oh wait, birthright citizenship. I was already into the whole, no, we're just going to come over in mass numbers. You can't do shit about it. No, right. 14th Amendment. it has been exploited to such an extent that people are coming over here and having children here just so they can have a ton of more of a platform for their new family that they're coming from, not just a war-torn country, but from a family they're going to send back and send a ton of more resources. Like, they're more of a citizen over there than they are over here. It's something that's gotten exploited so much, it's gotten out of hand, and it has to be dealt with. How it gets dealt with, I don't fucking know. I'm no genius. You can clearly tell. You've been watching this show. But we're no longer seeking to help the people who are providing tax money for the government. It's all about getting just a ton of human beings here. It's not about serving the people who are already here. It's about just bringing a ton of people here, which we don't have the resources for. I'm sure you guys have been getting firsthand experience with that. Sometimes things need to change. And over time, I've myself, over the course of watching all of this shit come and falling down in the news and in the political world, and hell, just even in real life, I don't give a fuck about the Constitution anymore. If I woke up and the whole thing was burnt the fuck down, every politician gone, everyone who enforces the rules gone, and we lived in Mad Max, I think we would be in a net positive. We could make our own communities responsible for their own future. There's no tax man. There's no one completely imposing their will upon the people who don't deserve it. Communities could be in charge. I think quite frankly, I think it's gotten that bad. With Epstein, I mean, shit, what else are we supposed to do right now? Like, let's let him talk some more.
Actually remove the issue, for example, of family
But to be
separation,
fair, I'm not
because there is
very
no
well
incentive of a
informed
family
on,
to come over to this country
political
illegally and then
science
have a
and all that
child,
shit, but I
which
think
is
it's all
contributing to
fake.
the awful situation we have in America of breaking up families. This is not something that I imagine you or I agree with.
No.
The issue is birthright citizenship has incentivized that.
So even if I were to concede that in some cases birthright citizenship has incentivized that, you know, I don't like.
So you're right, but trying to buy himself time.
Like the phrase anchor babies, but I'm not naive enough to pretend that there are not immigrants who come here and time the pregnancy in order to get. Of course, you and I can agree on that.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you then rip up a constitutional principle that goes back centuries, goes back before the 14th Amendment. 14th Amendment came about, I think, in 1868, if memory serves me correctly. But the principle underlying it is actually from my other country, the UK, ancient English common law, right? So this was always the case. The 14th Amendment, as you know, because you seem well read, came along and codified what was already a principle in American and English law, that if you're born in the country, you are a citizen. Now, you mentioned the point about jurisdiction. There is that little bit in there where it says subject to the jurisdiction thereof. That in the debate, if you go back and read the debate that the senators had at the time, they were very explicit that that was to do with foreign ministers and foreign ambassadors. Diplomats living in embassies,
for real.
their kids shouldn't be citizens, obviously.
Especially after having to listen to this dipshit and Colbert and all of these people try to impose their moral superiority over all of us. The more I felt that way, Mad Max would be an improvement. Anything to get this dipshit. If I could live in a world where this guy could be this cringy prick and he'd just get himself killed. Fuck yeah, I'm all for it. Get these people out of my life. It's kind of sad when you think about it, right?
Obviously, they're here on their own. You know, the Argentine embassy in DC is Argentine soil. Yeah? So we accept all that.
Absolutamente, amigo.
But when they were
Estoy de
asked
acuerdo.
about Chinese immigrants, Senator Trumbull, who was, I think, the chair of the Judiciary Committee
Wait
back in
for
the
it.
1860s during this debate, he said at the time, Chinese immigrants' children, they're citizens. In fact, 1898, as you well know, we get Wong Kim Ark, Supreme Court case, Wong Kim Ark versus the United States. And the Supreme Court says, yes, even the child of undocumented Chinese immigrants is an American citizen. So this is a principle going back centuries. So while I can agree with you that there are cases that abuse the 14th Amendment, that there are issues of family separation, I'm not going to rip up a constitutional principle that goes back centuries and is back.
I would. Why the fuck not? Why does, like, time doesn't make something more valuable? Maybe maybe in some ways in different ways, right? Like trying to think, okay, some things gain value over time, but just because a law was written way, way back when doesn't make it more valuable than something that was stupid that was done last week. Hold on. Maybe I'll let this play for a sec.
Backed by 127-year-old Supreme Court precedent, because Donald Trump is looking for ways to cut the number of brown and black people in the United States.
If you don't mind me interrupting, this is where I think it's important as well to go back to what we talked about with the Constitution. When we're analyzing, and admittedly, I'm not as interested in the legal argument. There's obviously many ways to interpret the Constitution.
Yep.
But I don't think, especially
after with all of this shit that's been happening with Trump and Epstein, can't we all agree that it should just burn the fuck down? We can't all agree on that. It's looking like it's real, boys. And I don't know. In my head, I'm just burn it down, burn it fucking down. But you know, I'm kind of a guy like that. It's kind of my my nature. Okay, so I've had my fill of this bullshit. You can only hit a sore tooth so many times. All right. Been seeing a lot of this. So the Twitter personalities, goddamn, my computer just wants to die. Switch over. Hey, this overlay works. Look at that. Or the background, rather. The guy from Jubilee who admitted he's a fascist and defended the Nazis has been fired from my job, or fired from his job, and they're cheering. I mean, to be fair, I was cheering when Colbert got fucking fired, but I think it's a little different than some normie that was just featured on a podcast and maybe spoke out of his ass more than he should. I think that's... What do you think he learned from this situation, having his life ruined, his financial world flipped upside down? Do you think that he learned that, oh my God, I was so wrong. Thank God that Nazism really is bad, and I shouldn't say stuff like the villain of a war 100 years ago was actually good. Yeah, I'm sure that was what he took from this. So he has a GoFundMe up that's like, I think when I checked it, it was at something like 10,000. Okay, yeah, I remember seeing this, and I thought to myself, this was fake. I had a good laugh at this. America failed women tonight. Trump bullied, assaulted, and stripped reproductive rights away from women all across the country, and instead of standing against it, many voted for it. We have failed our daughters, mothers, ancestors. Yeah, see, that's how they displace the blame of everything that happens on the citizens. They say people voted for it, so they might as well have raped that woman themselves. Well, shit, man. As far as I can tell, no one's going to be able to get enough resources to be like a dictator at this point. So everyone's just going to become an anarchist. I feel like that's the natural progression of things. Breaking news, second Epstein lawyer found dead. Are you kidding? Hold on, let me... America failed women tonight. Bro, you haven't seen a woman in real life outside your job, like, for the last 2 years. Huh. Let's see.
Didn't want to come back and be in the school, but I had to. A lawsuit, and you're bringing President suing you? You got some what happened to CES? You don't want this on CES? You really want to you guys gotta stop being stupid. We can't understand you. You shit. Going to get canceled, you idiots. Listen,
Hmm. Let's see. Somebody, Kion J was saying that second lawyer was found dead of Epstein's. Was looking to confirm. So Michael Knowles, another conservative personality. I think he's on what show is that? Is that the Daily Wire? I can't remember. I think that's the name of the platform, if I remember right. Maybe it's Fox. Hi, Stripe, are we still doing the debanking thing? Was it something I said? If we say that men can't be women... Okay, yeah, here we go with that bullshit. So they're starting to have more focus on the whole debanking thing. But really, everything's kind of falling apart anyway. Are we even going to get to the point to where banking is going to be debanked from everybody? We are going to be debanked. See, I phrased that so strangely. So everyone's been having their laugh or two at the white race. As you can see, the A-team here with their stereotypical Mexican man to replace Mr. T. I'm assembling a team. You can tell who's who. We've got Hannibal Smith. We've got Howling Mad Murdoch. We've got Face Man. And we've got, well, Mr. T. Was it BA? White nationalists. Oh my god. You believe there are people out there proud of being white? Like, who cares? It blows my mind that so much mental space is taken up by dumb shit like that. But I guess if I'm trying to reflect on that, the same can be said about me for having their outrage about that as taking up space in my mind, right? Okay, yeah, so I guess this all comes back down to Colbert, right? This was probably my favorite take. They all look like crisis actors. That was the phrase I was looking for. Crisis actors. So Trump says, I absolutely love that Colbert got fired. And I hear Jimmy Kimmel's next. Hell yeah. I hope so, dude. They're the fucking worst. Somebody else could easily do their job better for less money. Oh, that was the wrong one. Excuse me. So this is just fascism, and anyone who thinks we aren't months away from the only things being on TV being weird loyalists is so naive. You know, we're already there, bitch. We've been there for a long time. Imagine being that naive. This isn't what fascism is, you dumb cunt. But, oh my god, the guy who's president said he loved this person getting fired. I think everyone loved that. I haven't told that to one person, and they said, "Oh, that's sad. I loved that show." Not one person. Every person like got a bigger like smile on their face, and they're like, "Hell yeah!" Not all of them wanted to celebrate, but a couple of them did. Grok's been pretty interesting too. We got 5 British pounds from Obese Tuna. Keep it up. Thank you, man. I will do. Trying to get into the habit of just streaming at least once a week, at the very least. Helps me talk about dumb shit that's on my mind. So from time to time, I might put my foot in my mouth or talk out my ass. It's kind of the nature of the beast. But thank you for your contribution. Much appreciated there. Man, I'm loving that CNN clip. I think it might be my favorite thing to come out of this week. I'll bring this back up. Like, they look more miserable than we are. At least based on this guy. And, like, I think working for CNN might be worse than working in a restaurant. Based on this dude's fucking demeanor. He's sitting here going, dude, don't we have more important things? Isn't there a war somewhere we have to talk about? No, we're, talking about Nick Fuentes again. Okay. And why am I here? Does this hurt my credibility in the future? Will I still be able to be a weatherman for my local news station in about, I don't know, 5 years? I imagine those are the thoughts going through his head. You think he's worried about it being a fascist government? He's thinking to himself, oh my god, Trump's a fascist, guys. Yeah, with Colbert, he was costing CBS $50 million a year because they were getting like record low viewership. Here, I'll bring up a clip of his show again. I'm sorry ahead of time, but I'm trying to make a point here. They never show the audience. And who can forget that little dance he did with the Vax needles? Look at it. He thinks he's like Rambo or what's that other guy? Some sort of action hero. They left me alive. He says, look at him. Ooh. It was canceled for political reasons, somebody says. I'm not watching 2 minutes of that.
Donald Trump posted.
There's got to be another clip. Oh god, this dude is the worst. Like, if this dude was costing your company $50 million a year, would you be getting rid of him for political reasons or for financial reasons? Yeah, with humor like this, guys. Oh, so they do have a... What is that, guys? So there is a studio audience. Let's take a look at this audience. It's a pretty big studio. Okay, so those are real laughs.
Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. Wow.
How big do you think the please applaud sign is? The audience looks embarrassed to be there. Yeah, you know what? I'll let it play, but I'm muting it some more. Yeah, like look at this chick here. The Asian girl on the front. Like, oh god, these fucking dudes. Oh, hey, I'm on the screen. Cool. Get me out of here. She's like pulling away from him like she's disgusted. Not a fan of the blues, eh? Like, she's awkward and hates herself until she goes, oh, wait, I'm on screen. Hell yeah. And you gotta love the little circle cult that they have. Where he's like, oh my god, can you believe it's Jon Stewart? Yeah, bro, you work with him. Cookery has a new face, chat. Alright, it's probably about time I start to pack up. I think my lady's about to be home. We got some dinner. What should we go out on? That's the bit. See, this is why we have chat. I can be a bit of a moron. No, I think... I thought that it was the Donald Trump animation that they had ducking away, right? Isn't the bit... I don't believe the Asian and the black man were a part of that bit. To think for a second. Wait a minute. I think I'm right. No. The Asian girl and the black guy didn't want to be there. It's hard to keep up with all the soy jacks, man. Like every time I save a new one, go, oh, this is a great avatar. You know, I'm gonna put this on my wild Twitter. Then a new one comes out. Fuck me. I gotta change it again. All right. All right. Remember, chat, thanks for coming out tonight. Remember, always be yourself, because you might find yourself by yourself. And anybody can learn from their own mistakes, but it takes a wise guy like yourself to learn from the mistakes made by others. Quick reminder, persistence always overcomes resistance. Have a good week, guys.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name. You came. You wanna be where you can see troubles are all the same. You wanna be where everybody knows your name. You wanna go where you know people are all the same. You wanna go where everybody knows your name.
All right.